be sober, and they were going to be supportive of me. And it wasn't shortly thereafter. It's like I already made that step of going over there. I was down in the bar, and then all of a sudden a drink comes my way and I'm drinking. And then my friend goes, "Why'd you do that?" You know? And then he says, "Why don't you have another one?" So now that you joined the party, and so today I don't go into bars, I don't hang around people who are drinking.
Stress turns manageable situations into what appear to be impossible problems. We need to talk about stressful issues. Ignoring them only increases the risk of returning to chemical use.
It comes out of the blue. I mean, a lot of times when I think back on it, I've been under a lot of stress and I get worn down. And that's when I start thinking about drinking.
My life in general seemed like it was out of control in certain areas. And as I continued in my sobriety, I could feel like I was slipping back mentally and thinking about using, even though I'm going to meetings. When I was slipping back, I wouldn't tell anybody I was slipping back.
When I started getting a desire to use, first thing I think, what's going on in my life? What's happening here? Am I under a lot of stress? Am I not taking care of some things in my life? And I need to talk to some people.
I always ran for myself. It's like when I was living in New York. I was running so fast I couldn't even catch up with myself. I don't need to do that anymore. I don't need to run, or I choose not to run.
Today, I'm forced to resolve the problems, and sometimes the problems don't go away. I'm learning that families have problems, and that my goal is just not to run away today and to face the situation and be the best father I can.
And there are days that it gets really tricky. There's our saying that, you know, the program is simple, but it isn't always easy. And sometimes that's really true. And that's when I just have to kick it up or ratchet it up another notch or two, and more phone calls to my sponsor and more meetings.
Cravings are normal in early recovery. They get worse if we dwell on what we liked about using. Instead, recall the devastation. Think it through. Play the tape to the end.
My name's Louis, and I've been in recovery for 8 years. I've had a relapse one time. The drug of choice that I preferred was cocaine. And the other night I woke up in a cold sweat, man, you know, and I couldn't get up. And I was scared. I was crying. And when I got up, I washed my face and it was like, God, thank you for still putting it in my face. And I mean, it's reality, man. It's smack bang.
On the first hot summer day, you know, and people are at the beach, you know, I have euphoric recall of being at the beach with a bottle of vodka, you know, feeling that, like, out of control, you know, lightheartedness. But you know where I ended up at the end of that night? At the beach with that bottle of vodka, I ended up, you know, throwing up, making a fool out of myself, you know, standing at a Taco Bell counter, you know, demanding sour cream, you know, and being kicked out, and the cops called.
You don't start from the very beginning. You start where you left off. And I just think, okay, if I drink today, I'm going to be at rock bottom tomorrow.
I think about my brother, 2 brothers. Think about my 2 fathers. They're dead. Alcohol, drugs. When I get them cravings at times, during the summertime, what do? I go to the shelters. I sit down. I eat lunch. I look around. I don't want to be there. I've been there. I've done that before. I know what that feels like.
When I get those thoughts, when I get those cravings, instead of running to that bottle, I'm running to a person. And I'm telling them, look, I want a drink so bad. Talk to me. I tell them, you know, what's going on. I mean, any and everything, just to get it off of my mind. And next thing you know it, I'm laughing and I'm talking and about other things, and it's gone. it's gone.
You know, so that's what's the beauty of these group formats or anything like that. We are each other's eyes and ears.
We can't stay sober alone. We need the strength and guidance from others in recovery. Their knowledge is a powerful tool.
My name is Ed. I'm an addict. My drug of choice is cocaine. I've been in relapse 2 times. I've been in recovery 14 months now. And I think loneliness was the key to my recovery, and I was like, I didn't want to live in this world alone. And I had people all around me sometimes, but I was feeling empty on the inside, and that feeling was sending me to my grave.
I can't do it without other people. But I need that sense of belonging. You know, I'm a human being. I can't be free-floating out there, alone and isolated. I need to feel like I belong.
Eventually, I allowed people in my recovery to confront me on some of those things. I gave them permission to confront me with them. And when that happened, and I stopped intimidating people and allowed them to come close to me and confront me with some of my character defects, I began to get some help.
When I come into a room and I say, you know how I feel? And guess what? The guy right next to me goes, you know what? I feel just like you do, and you know what? You're not alone. You're not alone.
I cried. I'd done a lot of things that I hadn't done before. But, you know, there's no growth in recovery unless you get some pain. And I found out the more pain I got, the clearer I seen things once the pain was over.
I know it's by the grace of God that I'm here, and I'm thankful for the people that have kind of sacrificed their lives to bring me out of my slumber, out of my denial, to realize I just have today.
Every day that I stay sober, I'm not the same person I was yesterday. And every day that I go to meetings and I talk to you guys and I'm involved, I get better. And I don't know how that happens. I think it's a miracle. For me, it's a miracle.
As long as I'm sober and I'm straight, you know, I can set goals for myself and I can work towards those goals. I have choices that I didn't have when I was using. And to me, that's one of the greatest gifts.